You already know what you're supposed to do, but you don't do it, and what's even more unsettling, this doesn't just happen once or twice. It's a pattern. The problem isn't that you're lazy. The problem is, there's a part of you that doesn't actually want you to change. Every time you try to start, something quietly pulls you back, not from the outside, from within. And as long as that part is still in control, no matter how much you learn, your life will stay exactly where it is. Now imagine this. There's someone who wants to change their life. They've read countless books, watched hundreds of motivational videos. They can even explain the concept of discipline really well. If you ask them, they know everything. What to do, how to do it, what the outcome will be. But their life stays the same. Why does that happen? In neuro-linguistic programming, there's a simple principle. Knowing is not the same as becoming. Knowledge exists at the conscious level. Behavior is controlled by the subconscious. And that's where the problem begins. Your brain operates through two main systems. The first is the conscious mind, the part that thinks, analyzes, and plans. The second is the subconscious mind, the part that stores habits, emotions, and automatic patterns. The conscious mind says, I need to be more disciplined. But the subconscious says, comfort is safer. Who wins? Almost always the subconscious. Because the subconscious doesn't care about logic. It cares about safety. If something feels familiar, it will protect it, even if that habit is harmful. And this is what most people don't realize. Many people believe, if I know better, I'll do better. But the truth is, knowledge only gives direction. Change requires something deeper. Now let's go deeper. There's something called internal conflict. A conflict within yourself. One part of you wants to move forward. Another part wants to stay where it is. You want to succeed. But deep inside there's a belief success is exhausting, or a simple life feels safer. So every time you try to move forward, there's an invisible break. That's why. Sometimes it feels like you're going nowhere. Not because you don't know what to do, but because a part of you is holding you back. Now look at your daily life. You know you should sleep earlier, but you keep scrolling your phone late at night. You know you should start working, but you open something else instead. You know you should stay consistent, but there's always a reason to delay. This isn't a failure of logic. This is a pattern. And that pattern lives in your subconscious. In NLP, we often call this a program like software. If the program says, change is difficult, then every good intention will feel heavy. If the program says, I'm not capable enough, then every opportunity will feel threatening. So the problem isn't what you know. The problem is what you unconsciously believe. Now the question is, how do you change it? The first step is not adding more knowledge. The first step is becoming aware of the pattern. Notice when you procrastinate. Notice what you feel right before you stop. Usually, a subtle emotion appears. Discomfort, doubt, fear of failure. And that's your entry point. The second step, change the association. If you've been associating action with pressure, give it a different meaning. For example, not I have to do this, but this is part of who I'm becoming. The third step, start small. Because the subconscious resists big changes. It prefers small consistency, not a drastic transformation, just one step repeated, because in the end, we don't change because we know. We change because we repeat. And maybe this is the most important part. Stop blaming yourself, because most of the time you didn't fail. You're just not aligned yet between what you know and who you are inside. So if today you find yourself asking, why do I know what to do, but still don't do it? Maybe the answer is simple. It's not because you're weak. It's not because you're incapable, but because There's a part of you that hasn't been brought on your side, and change begins right there.